just had something magical happen. Someone commented on this video that I just posted asking if I had any techniques that could be done without visualizing, because they have something called aphantasia where they're not able to visualize. So it got me thinking, and it really stretched me and shifted my paradigm as to how my techniques can be done without visualizing. And something magical really happened, and some really cool things happened along with this that I'll tell you about later. But first, I want to share my recommendations for anyone who can't visualize or who isn't in the space to visualize because of stress or some other reason. All of these techniques and suggestions will enhance the energy work with or without visualizing. You can start with your intention, and intention is everything. You don't have to be able to visualize to give intent for something. Intent is just gathering your power and saying that something is so. It is also the meaning behind your words. One of my good friends says that our words are our wands, and that is part of how we create with our words. So you can just repeat the instructions that I use. Speaking the instructions out loud helps you to create something in energy, like a grounding cord. When you speak these instructions out loud, it helps your guides, angels, God, the universe to hear you, and even your own cells hear you, that what you're saying is so. It is really important also for saying things like affirmations, stating them as if they were a fact now. You also have acupressure points and emotional points on your body that will get sore when the energy is stuck there. Another thing you can do is find these sore spots and then put your hands over them, because you are energy. Energy is flowing through you. It's also called your chi. And just by putting your hands over an area where energy is blocked can help to get the energy moving there, especially when you use words with it. And to bring more energy into the situation, you can call cosmic energy into your hands like this. Cosmic energy, come into my hands. It's so easy. Just using your own energy is enough, but calling cosmic energy into your hands gives it a little more oomph. You might notice warmth or a tingling sensation in your hands when you do this, which is another sign that your words are commanding the energy. And when you have all of this energy in your hands are like wands also. So words are wands and your hands are wands. You can use your hands to move the energy. And I had a profound experience with this that I will explain in just a little bit. So you can follow the directions in my energy healing videos and move your hands with them to make things like a grounding cord. My energy healing basics playlist is full of energy healing techniques that you can do this with. When you're clearing something out of you, like fear, you can just turn your hands into a little ball. Then give intent that you are putting the fear into this ball and speak it out loud. Then move the ball away from you and slam dunk it into the earth. The earth is going to take that energy and cleanse it and clear it out of you. And then you can bring your hands to your head to direct energy into you. So when we clear something out of us or we ground ourselves and release old and foreign energy, we always fill up again through a filter rose. So you can pretend your hand is like the filter rose to remind you that that is something that's there. It's part of the intention to bring the energy into you this way. You can bring your hands to the top of your head to fill yourself up, like I explain in lots of my energy healing videos. This has to do with intention also, because you're using your hands to form the energy into what you want it to be and intending it to go where you want it to go. You're directing it with your hand wands. I'm an earth sign, so it feels really natural for me to use my hands, and I use my hands and move them around a lot when I'm doing energy work on myself. I also know you can do this with your hands to move energy because of an experience I had when I was in Spain when I was 25. I went to the famous Black Madonna statue that was at the Montserrat monastery. People were standing in line for an hour to go up and touch and kiss this famous Black Madonna statue. So my friends and I decided to do it. So we stood in line for an hour, and by the time I got to that statue and touched it, I got a surge of energy through me. So at the time I had been doing Reiki. That's all I knew. I didn't know any techniques yet, really. I just knew when that energy was flowing through me. So when I touched that statue, immediately I got this energy flowing through me, and it was surging. It was like so strong. I had to put my hands on my friends to dissipate it. And it kept flowing all weekend. I could feel it coming out of my head all weekend long. It's like it opened up my crown chakra. So what I was doing with it was I could take it and move it, and I could feel it everywhere it was going. So I know that you can move energy with your hands this way, especially if you're using your words with it for the intention. So I had a really cool aha and realization when I was thinking about all these different ways to do the energy work. And thank you to the viewer who asked the question, because you opened up something really cool and made me realize that, for one thing, the energy work helps you to develop your intuition, and it really helps to develop all of the clairs. So you have clairvoyance, which is your psychic seeing. You have clairaudience, which is psychic hearing. You have clairsentience, which is psychic feeling. And there's something called claircognizance, which is psychic knowing. So with clairvoyance, some people have images coming to them. And this is how I started with my energy healing and learning to read energy. I would see things would come into my mind. So if you can't visualize and you're not experiencing clairvoyance when you're developing your ability to read energy, you might want to take notice if you're feeling anything. So you could be feeling tingles, you could be feeling warmth or coolness, and that is a sign that your energy is moving. This has developed in me over all these years of doing this work. I mean, I feel all kinds of things. So another thing is with the clairaudience, the psychic hearing. Are you hearing anything, either outside of your ear or inside of your head, or any words coming to you, or those type of thoughts? But the most interesting part of this whole thing is the claircognizance, the psychic knowing. So when I learned my energy work, I was really into the clairvoyance. And as things developed and I started doing readings for people and healings on people, I would get images, but I also got the claircognizance coming in, which is psychic knowing. I just knew certain things, or I would see the image and I just knew what it meant. So my big aha is that this aphantasia could possibly be a gift, because you could just really develop your claircognizance. And that's awesome, because when you have clairvoyance, sometimes like with people in my old energy group, they had to decipher and figure out some of the images that were coming to them. With claircognizance, you already know it. It's just coming into you. So that is a really cool thing to have. Another thing you can do that will help you is to call on your helpers. So I always call on my helpers, and those can be angels, your past over ancestors, God, the universe, your guides. All of these type of helpers are here to help us with our gifts, with developing intuition, with all kinds of things in our lives. So you can call on them to help you realize what's going on with your energy and to help move it for you as you're directing it at the same time. I think another thing that could help is to look at visuals of what you're doing as you're doing it. So you might want to try that. And also just pausing and repeating whatever the instructions are in your own words. So I have a friend who is a hypnotherapist, and she says that when you hear your own voice, it's the most powerful thing for doing things like hypnotherapy. And I also saw a really cool interview with these people who were talking about toning. So toning is another thing you can do to move energy. And they also said that the sound of your own voice is the most healing sound there is. So that is a very interesting thing to add into this mix. Another thing with sound, of course, you can do sound healing, sound baths. I love the solfeggio frequencies and that kind of music that can really elevate this experience as well. And those are things you can do just on their own that are really helpful. Or playing a musical instrument, drumming. Those are all things that will move energy. Another thing is to pay attention as you're doing all these things to, like I said before, how your body is feeling. Are you yawning? Or are your eyes watering? Or are there other things like that that show you that you are moving the energy? Because we yawn when we are clearing some type of energy out of us. So once in a while, I will yawn in my videos or my readings, and especially when I'm working on one-to-one with other people. If you want to do that with me, the link is below. But I will clear with them, and as the energy's moving, it just happens. So the magical part, besides there being this paradigm shift for me, all because of someone's question, and then the aha realization that you could really develop your claircognizance just by focusing this way instead of relying on the clairvoyance. The most magical part of this whole thing is that last night I went to bed asking my helpers and giving intent to know what video to make today. And when I woke up, that comment was on my last video, the Clear Fear video. So I am just so thankful to the person. I won't out you and say your name, but I hope you watch this video and see what I'm talking about here. I love that there's this co-creation going on between us and our spiritual teams, God, the universe, and each other. And I really encourage you guys to please ask your questions, because then I can come up with a video to answer your question, and it really is stretching me also, and I love it. I've been doing this for so long that it's really interesting to see things in a different way or look at things in a different way, and that was all because of someone's question. So please leave your questions, your comments down below. If you want to work with me, remember the link is below. And I look forward to what's coming next. Another thing, and maybe the most bottom line thing of this entire video, is that if you raise your vibration, you are going to be able to move your energy and be aware of things so much more. So watch this next video right here, and I'll show you how to raise your vibration.